Testing, testing. Welcome back to KevKreates. Today we're going to be doing the third episode of Trash to Cash. I kind of had an interesting thought after yesterday's video that I would, whoops, didn't mean to do that, that I would just try to knock out actually more than one category in one day just because I'm trying to close stuff out of my browser and, don't want to forget. We're just going to get right into it. If you haven't seen the other episodes, the series is really just about making some side cash uh, from just common everyday items that people either throw away, leave on the side of the road, or you have out and about. And you just don't really realize what the value is out there online in the online marketplace. So I had a couple of examples pulled up already. So we'll just jump right into it. I kind of just want to go through all of them just so I can close all of this out. We'll start from the back. So I have a bunch of laptops. I have, I think, three different Dell laptops that I've collected over the years because they've broken and people have just given them to me or I had them and they just broke, right? And I started thinking about it and I was like, man, I wonder if there's a broken electronics market out there. There absolutely is. If you just want to sell the laptops that you have or the electronics that you have as they are broken, you can absolutely do that. There are plenty of sold listings that are here. Like for example, see this Alienware R4 doesn't have any power. Sold for 305, 2140 shipping. Laptop for repair, 75 bucks. For parts, they sold this HP Elite book for only parts, 90 bucks. Now, I think this is a pretty good value proposition for people who are looking to make some quick cash only because the volume of sales in at least on eBay, for example, is actually not bad. Let me take off sold. Yeah, you basically get in at least the laptop category, you get like 100% sell-through rate. So not a bad proposition for people who are looking to flip their broken computers and broken laptops because the honestly the RAM market is still kind of cooked right now, and there's a lot of precious metals that are also inside of these computers as well. So people are always trying to, buy these broken appliances and then figure out how to like strip them apart or, for the parts, the internal parts to part out to repair things or just to flip themselves, right? So they buy it from you and then they fix it and use it, or they buy it from you, fix it, and then sell it for a higher rate. It's just the name of the game. But if you're looking to make some quick cash, laptops are not a bad deal. Let's go on to the next one. Scrap wood. This one actually really surprised me. I did not think that this was going to be a thing, but apparently there is a market for certain types of slabs of wood. If you actually have anything like this, or if you see anything like just wood on the side of the road, you can sell just blocks of wood, like walnut, maple, etc. Like this one, purple or sage. Now, I know that these are some higher quality woods that you just don't normally see on a day-to-day basis. My point from showing you guys is that if you know anybody who owns a wood shop or you yourself are a crafter, don't think before you just throw this stuff away. You could also look on Facebook Marketplace, excuse me, which I'm going to show later on in the video. Uh, just as an example of a flip that you could potentially do. There's a huge market on Facebook Marketplace for selling scrap wood, or even just picking it up for people. This is a pretty interesting category. We're going to close this out though. I'm not really into wood. Uh, very, very easy to break into if you know anyone who does any kind of crafting or any kind of construction. Anybody who's into carpentry, you can find this kind of stuff. Let's move on. Scrap jeans. This is something that I was actually interested in because I thought about getting into making micarta or micarta. I don't really know the actual pronunciation. Uh, Basically, what people do with this kind of stuff is they take slabs of jeans and they layer them and they pour resin over them and it turns it into a really thick, useful slab of material that people can shave down, sand, and mold into knife handles, appliance handles, stuff like that. It's pretty crazy to see. But let's start from the top. There are a lot of people who are taking scrap jeans, like for example, if you have jeans that you've outgrown or you ripped a hole in the pants or the seat of it, and you just want to get rid of it. Well, what if you have a bunch of them, or what if you have some vintage stuff, like the vintage Levi's? You can sell the scraps. People will buy them. Like I mean, even if you're just trying to make a quick $5, you can figure it out. You can put together a couple of pounds of jeans and send them out, or even cut off all the backs. Cut off all the backs and send them out. People will buy them. This to me is like one of the most accessible ones on the list for trash to cash so far, because everybody has jeans, everybody has pants, everybody has access to this kind of stuff. Like even this guy, like great, great idea here. You're trying to make a quick flip. Not a bad idea. You don't want to go through the hassle of selling clothes and get into returns and measuring and everything. Just do that. Scrap orange tabs, or just be an absolute goblin and just cut the orange tabs off of Levi so that you can sell them to somebody who's going to sew them into other jeans to scam people. What an absolute goblin. We're going to move on. Scrap. Okay, we're getting into the metals now. This is something that is more niche, but everyone has heard of this. Everybody knows a crack fiend or anybody in the I probably shouldn't say that. I'm not going to censor it. We only do one take. One take only. This is pretty notorious, at least in the Houston area of Houston, Texas, because everyone has heard of somebody having something ripped off of a building or stolen from a public utility of copper. So copper is pretty valuable. If you accumulate enough of it, you can sell it online. This is pretty good for people who can't access scrap yards or anybody locally in your town or city who is they're not offering good prices. Like what is this? 10 pounds, like 750 per pound, but you're paying a lot in shipping, 10 pounds. I'm going to say this isn't really a good value proposition for someone like me because I can go to I can go to multiple outlets in Houston to sell scrap copper. But if you can't get anything where you live, this is perfect. This person sold 2 lots in one day. Whoever this person is, they probably bought this and they either used them for their own purposes or they just resold them at a local dealer. 65 pounds, 12 bids. Copper is always going to have a value proposition for people, only because it's used in literally everything. We can't get enough of it, at least with manufacturing, wiring houses, buildings, industrial properties, etc. Like, look, 7.5 pounds industrial copper transformer. And transformers go bad all the time. Like, I should know. I am a generator technician on the side. Uh, constant problems with things going bad in generators and engines having to be replaced. One of the things that you should look out for is if you're just driving around your town or city and you just see a bunch of like wiring lying on the side of the road or like about to be put out for the garbage man, just stop by, pick it up, and see if you can make anything out of it. Uh, there was actually another small story. Small story. I was chatting with a guy online who also does the generator tech stuff, and what he and the people that he works with, what they do is they gather all of the scrap wire that they get from houses, and they throw it inside these giant bins. And at the end of the year, uh, they take it to the dump and they get paid with it, and they that's like their yearly bonus. That's what they do for themselves. So pretty interesting. Let's move on. More metals. I'll be quicker now. Scrap aluminum. Aluminum's everywhere, but what I'm mainly seeing is like industrial stuff, like plates. Let's see. Yep. Just a bunch of scrap. Diamond plates like that you would see like on flooring. And again, if you're into the industrial stuff, like if you're like in any kind of industry, man, like housing, uh, industrial manufacturing, trucking, anything like where you see this kind of stuff, just pick it up. If you can transport this, pick it up, throw it into a bin or something, and just see if you can sell it, because apparently you can. 10 pounds of scrap insulated copper. Yeah, this shouldn't even be here. Uh, yep, scrap rocks, slugs, smelting. You know, you're not going to get nearly as much as opposed to copper, but not a bad little pickup. This is what I thought was really interesting. So I've worked with zinc and pewter for casting stuff before. I did not realize that there was actually a market for it on eBay for people who make their own ingots, for sellers. If you've just got if you know anything about, yep, there it is, about furnace, about how to work a foundry, smelt this stuff down, there is a market out there. Uh, lead weights, I'll just include lead weights and pewter here. If you've got the scrap, especially if it's like a whole piece, 6 pounds, 6 pounds of pewter, 45 bucks, $15 of shipping. And pewter is actually everywhere. You just have to know where to look for it. Pewter mixed a lot. Yep, you just got to know where to look for it. Silverware, silverware, silverware. Yep, yep. Scrap lead weights. Yep. For fishing, I think, or I could be wrong. Wheel weights. Yeah, yeah, wheel weight. I should just start reading these. Let's move on. Here's the really interesting one, which I'm not nearly as familiar with the precious metals like silver, gold, tungsten, etc., like how to test for this kind of stuff or even where to even go looking for it. But apparently, there is a large contingency of people in the reselling community who will go into like Goodwills, they'll go to flea markets, and they will test metals that they find out in the wild to see if they can pick up some silver and even gold. Like you'd be shocked, but gold actually does slip through the cracks at a lot of Goodwills and other resale stores, and people will just go in, they'll test everything, they'll pick it up for a couple of bucks and go home, and they're like, oh, because of the price of gold and silver has gone up so much over the years, relative to the dollar, and also because so many different industrial manufacturing processes are now beginning to use silver and gold at higher and higher levels. I mean, just go look at SpaceX. They're building a factory. I don't know where they're building it, but apparently it is going to be the largest factory complex in the United States. It's going to be even bigger than, I believe, Boeing's complex. And they're going to need silver. They're going to need gold for all the electronics. They're going to need copper. They're going to need literally everything. Precious metals are going to skyrocket, I think, over the next year. That's why I thought maybe I should just put this in the video because this could really make you a chunk of change if you can find it out there. Like silver plate lot mix scrap. Yep. Yep, you can find this stuff out there. You just got to look. You got to know what you're looking at. Pewter, we've already gone over this, but pewter to me seems like a bigger value proposition than like zinc, aluminum, uh, and lead, only because it just commands a higher price per pound from what I've been seeing, and it's actually not that difficult to find if you know how to find it. Again, ask around. If you know somebody, you'd be surprised. The people around you are your resources whenever it comes to educating yourself on this sort of stuff. Like I used to work with pewter back in high school for I smelted pewter to make custom chess pieces. That's what I did. Let's go on to brass. I love brass. Brass is literally everywhere. I've worked in generator tech stuff. Brass is everywhere. You can find the stuff on work sites. You can find it on the side of the road, on doors with doorknobs. You can find it inside of appliances as well. It's literally everywhere. We're just going to move on. Brass is brass. I also have been collecting a giant scrap lot for wait, let me just check the timer. I don't want to go too long. 13 minutes. Yeah, I've already kind of gone long. I'll cut this short then. I'm collecting a giant box of brass casings from going to the shooting range, and when me and my friends go, I just pick up a few pieces, throw it in the bag, and I'm collecting a lot to sell. So there's that. Aluminum, you already know about aluminum. If you can find flat bars like these will go quickly. Okay, now last one, because I do want to close all this out. Appliances, washing machines, toasters, blenders, etc. They all have motors and they all have wiring and they all have even these old Kenmore washers. They're all steel. Now you can go to a dump and you can get some money from just the raw steel itself. But the reason why I picked this one is because this is a perfect listing for someone like me. I live close enough to Montgomery. If I wanted to go pick it up, I could. Needs a new belt, so it will spin. Okay, put a new belt in it, sell it. Or you can scrap it. And I know that sounds crazy, but if you have any sort of mechanical knowledge, you can scrap these things rather easily. There are even tutorials everywhere on how to scrap these things or how to repair them. Yes, I did use ChatGPT. Um, I absolutely did use ChatGPT for this video just because I cannot take the time to do the math on this. But the whole washer, yeah, I thought about selling it as scrap and 200 pounds, scrap steel prices, whole washer value 5 to 20 bucks. It did not break down the actual value of the components in the way that I thought it was going to. It actually broke it down by the materials present. You can actually get, it says up to $50, 15 to 50 bucks being realistic. That's not the exciting part. Working parts. Working parts inside of the washer. You can, and I did actually go, you know what, I could just like verify it right now. I'm already running over time. Whatever, this will be the longest video I've ever shot besides the Magic the Gathering videos that I'm not doing anymore. I'm starting another gaming channel if that's something that interests people. Probably not gonna do that anymore on this channel. Let's just look it up. Agitator, washing machine agitator. 80 series agitator. Yep, there it is. See, look. Quick. So quick. So quick. 187. Bam, bam. Let's go to used. Let's see what we have. 15. Okay. Okay. These prices. Yep. Kenmore agitator. Look at that. One single part. You can potentially flip these parts online and make some pretty crazy cash. You just got to know how to work on them. And again, this is a learning process. Oh, look, it's telling me what to do as a 3D printing eBay seller. Okay. You can make some pretty decent money just let's get this out of here. Just flipping broken stuff, fixing it and flipping it. But again, this is trash to cash. We're looking for stuff that's free. We're looking for stuff that's being either thrown away or is not being used in order to pick up money quickly. This is not a value proposition to you if that is what you were trying to do, because this is going to take you time to actually take apart. Honestly, if you've got a truck, you could just go to the junkyard and scrap it for the steel price. Actually, you know what did it say? Did it say how much it is? Washer value? 20 bucks. Fine. You've got a truck. Go scrap the steel. 20 bucks in your pocket. Yeah. See, look, I try to be quick with the video. I ramble. I yap. But again, my goal is to try to get out at least one video a day just because I'm trying to grow the channel. I'm trying to get more views and everything. I'm going to be going back into doing more 3D printing videos after today. So if you have any ideas, uh, like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. This has been KevKreates, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.